Well, actually, I was in a sauna, but when I got out of the sauna, and the sauna always makes me feel kind of like obviously lightheaded in the sense that you're, it's hot. Man, this is actually so dead. No, this isn't supposed to be dead, but
How is it?
Wow, she's cold. She's unbelievably cold.
you can't think your way out of anxiety because it's a thoughts-based disease, a thoughts-based problem. You have to live your way out of anxiety. That's the only way. Sitting there, not finally in the gym, but I just went there. Any thoughts that came up, I got to do this kind of split. Shut up. Just do this. Just do that. Just do that. Oh, that's taken. Go over there. Do that. Do that. Do that. Every single time I try and do something, another thought comes up and just interrupts it and goes, well, that's not going to be optimal. And that's not going to be this. And I'm going to shut up, bro. Actually, shut up. So that's what I was doing today. I was in there and I was ignoring all of that stuff. And then, I get out of sauna and I'm in this kind of reset state. And I'm hearing, you can't think your way out of this anxiety, this derealization. This derealization is something I have. And you got to live your way out of it in the same way that I've gone gym and I just bang gym, like shut up with the thoughts in the head, gone to sauna, gone to steam room, sweated it out. And then what happened was another thought came in to shut that down, which is a good thought, right? It's a good thought. You got to live your way out. You can't think your way out and try and work it out and whatever. We've all been there. We've all done it. It doesn't work. You just got to live it. You got to live your way through and live it out. And then this thought came in again. It was like, well, that don't make sense because you're just replacing thoughts with more thoughts, right? And then I caught that. I grabbed it. I caught it. It came in and went, bam, caught it, examine it. Well, that's incorrect. It's working on false notion that all we are thoughts. You're forgetting all the aspects of a person. We are bodied. We are embodied. We have place. We take up space within this universe, within this world. So to ignore that is ridiculous. The thoughts are based on a physical medium as well. Our mind, the matter, the neurons, everything like that. So that's the link between us and the body. And then also the soul. And that obviously links us with God. That's our kind of part of his divine essence. And so I just looked at this thought that came in and it was shutting me down. I was there like, yeah, what a stupid thought. And I wanted to talk on this. And it was just like, shut up, mate, shut up. And I was there like, well, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. So it really is the case that you can't think your way out. As I was trying to do in that moment as well, trying to think my way out, it's living your way out. And that is so hard for so many people who do experience day in, day out this kind of anxiety, overthinking, thoughts. But it's an idle mind. An idle mind produces that. And you might be busy with other things and distracting yourself. But then when that goes away and all these thoughts that you've blocked off just start coming in and attack, and you're bombarded, that's not relaxing. That's not allowing them to process through the body properly because you've put them off and now they're all coming at once and they're not given individual attention and they're not allowed to take place and flow out again. Because, people with anxiety, as I've experienced this year, I've had moments of heavy fear, right? Anxiety is kind of fear, and you just kind of put it off and you don't even realize you're putting it off. You love this new series, this cool series, like you only watch an episode in an evening, but you realize, well, what else could I be doing in that evening? I could be journaling. I could be doing breath work. And this isn't to try and lock in anything like that. Oh, the great lock in. It's literally just saying, yo, like, I want to read, right? I used to be a boy that read. I used to be a boy that read books. And now I'm just sitting there scrolling every single day. Well, okay, I deleted Instagram recently, but I'm sitting there scrolling, or I'm watching this TV show, I'm watching Snowfall, I'm watching whatever. And yeah, it's cool, it's fun, and I love that. But weeks go by, days go by, and for the person that's always in the head, nothing actually gets done. Like, nothing that you want to happen actually gets done, and you become just a stagnant person, and just nothing ever changes. So that's why even tonight it was like 8:30, and I just was like, let me just go on a night drive. Let me just go on a night drive. And I was thinking, nah, maybe it's too late, or like that's a bit stupid, and my phone's dying. And again, in the same brain as today, I just went down, charged up the phone to like 20%, and drove out and just sat here. This is a place where I know very well. It's just like in the back. I see that as living. Every opportunity that comes up, actually going, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Unless there's significant reason, you know, not everything that comes up, like you should just go at like, oh, I would be sick to be a Royal Marine. Of course it would. Of course it would. But that ain't just like, oh, I really should do my washing. So I'm not saying every single thing needs to be lived. Not every life needs to be lived, and very much so we can't do that. That's another lie of the procrastinator, that we could just, oh, I'm into this, I'm into this, I'm into this, I'm into this, and you know what, I'll be all of that one day. It's like, no, mate, like you do what you do now and you become what you become through living. I guess this is kind of just a rant about thoughts and how destructively annoying they are. I mean, ain't that crazy though? Like, it's just so important to realize that you're embodied in a person's body. I mean, your body. It's so important to realize that, because we neglect the body and what it requires. And to anyone who's been to the depths of anxiety, fear, will know that what awaits them is these self-destructive thoughts, these thoughts of self-obliteration, born from a kind of dark void within that is just screaming that something's wrong and it's never going to be right and it's too far gone. And I wonder if for a lot of people that have these thoughts that ruminate without any real threat, you know, we're not talking about war zone, there's not some zombie apocalypse and it's going to be an awful end and therefore you got to die. We're talking standard people who are having a tough time and cannot get out of their head, so much so that they look around them and they see stagnancy for time, for ages, and they just go, bro, there's nothing for me here. People who've been to the depths of that will know that feeling. And it's such a frustrating feeling, but I wonder why that is. And I think because there becomes this disjunctive connection between us and the body, the mind and the body, because you're sitting there ruminating about everything, every which way possible your life could be. Just thinking about all the things you never were going to do or want to do, never did, failed this, failed that, break up this, break up that, and, you know, ashamed, all the shame, all the guilt, always thinking about it and going, well, no, I can make this better. And you do 5 minutes of your hobby and that makes you feel better, and you can just satiate for that for the rest of that day, the rest of that night. But whilst you sit back into the same routines of putting off everything and Instagram scrolling and TikTok scrolling, and everyone knows scrolling is bad, but I'm talking to the people who are on the verge, you know, they're in their heads, bro. They're in their heads and they're just trying to avoid that. And so it's not just scrolling, you know, it's deeper and darker, you know, it's an avoidance of the void. It's an avoidance of the void inside. And the body's screaming out, I just want you to pay attention to me. I just want you to go on a walk with me. And that almost makes me emotional, because I think the same effect happens when you look at old pictures of yourself. When you look at younger pictures of yourself, which is I think it is a therapeutic tactic to do this, and to basically apologize to your younger self, or to just think about them and how they didn't deserve any of the things that happened to you that were bad or undeserved and negative, and that you wish you could just give them a hug. You know, all these kind of things you just kind of ponder on your younger self and have love for them, and thinking about I think it's the same. I think it's similar to this. Your body is, because that is you. That is you. The younger self is you, and your body's you. And I think your body is just doing the same thing and going, yo, like, I'm trying to go out. I love you. Let's go on a walk. And you ignore it. Because the feelings are physical. It's a physical feeling. The pain is a physical feeling. The thought isn't. This is where it gets weird. The thought is on this kind of level, and then it kind of seeps into like the neurons, and then it seeps into the body. But there's no real separation here. We like to separate things, but it doesn't really work like that. It don't really work like that. So it's kind of mad to think about, like, your body is going to be saying to you, let's go out, let's go gym, let's do that. And you just shut it down. You go, no, I'm not good enough because I've missed day one of what an optimal routine would be. And if I go today, well, I've not done all this prep work for it, and I ain't got none of this, I ain't got none of that. And you just shut it down. And then your body doesn't get any of the needs met, and you're just sitting there. The void grows bigger. The void grows so big. Man, I feel like I've just been rambling for nothing. I don't know. But I want to help people. I want to help people because he helped me. I want to talk to people because he talks to me. I want to work with people because he works in me. Obviously, I'm talking about Christ there. Christ, Jesus. I work hard for he works hard in me, and that's something I need to keep remembering. Keep telling myself good mantras like that, because weeks can go by sometimes, you ain't done nothing, and you're in your head and you're shook, and your body's saying, bro, I want to go on that run. I want to go on that run. That little kid inside you is saying, I want to go on that run. And your adult self who is splintered and you know, gone through wars or whatever, and is at the end of going, no, shut up, you naive little thing, shut up. Like, you're not good enough to go on that walk. And then the little person inside of you, your body goes, okay, and just cries. I used to get this. I used to, whenever I go cinema and the trailers would be on, and I wonder if it's something related to derealization, and I couldn't really escape. You know, derealization is about escaping from your body and everything, and the screen is so big and the sound is so big, you can't really get anywhere. But I used to feel it in my soul, maybe like a Kia advert, or a Ford advert, but the way everything is cinematic, I'd feel it in my soul, and I'd feel these intense emotions, and I'd almost just start crying. And I wonder if that's all that's stored up in the body that you just ignore. And the little person inside, the body inside, is going, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, with this kind of starry-eyed, wanting to explore the world that it belongs to, the world that the body belongs to, you know. And you for years have just gone, no, you're stupid. You're nothing. You don't deserve that. And I wonder if that's what that was. You know, I'd be in the cinema doing that. I'd just be nearly crying to flipping Kia adverts, Ford adverts. I couldn't help it. I wonder if that's what it was. You know, they say pain is stored in the body. What do they say? What's that book?